say thank you for everyone to come to Mum Shirl, the Black Saint of Redfern's exhibition tonight. For many of us, we see history out there. Many of us study history. There's few of us like Mum Shirl who make history. And then there's some of us, like Aunty Elaine here and Gordon, who actually try to record that history and preserve it for future generations. So we're here tonight to acknowledge their incredible artistic abilities, to capture a very extraordinary lady, and help us to remember who we are as a people, help us to remember what they have achieved, and that long list of warriors who have helped us in so many ways. I also want to acknowledge from Mum Shirl here, a very extraordinary little place here in New South Wales that has produced so many of our political leadership in this country. We call it 32 acres. But that's where she comes from. We have one of those people from 32 acres who is going to speak to us tonight. And we must all acknowledge the incredible ability of the Wiradjuri people from that little place has given us extraordinary things to commemorate, to remember in terms of our history. How can we forget that these are the people who gave us the Aboriginal medical service, and they're dotted throughout the whole of the country as well as throughout the world. They came from an Aboriginal line. The Aboriginal legal service, the Aboriginal tenders, the Black Theatre. This lady here has got a member of the Order of the British Empire, a member of the Order of Australia. She truly is a saint. She's also a national living treasure. We've all witnessed her. Many of us have touched her. Many of us have got stories to tell about our relationship with her. And tonight we've got some extraordinary people who are going to tell us some of those stories. And I'm going to first call upon Aunty Millie from 32 acres to come and share a story with us.
Thank you, my darlings, for inviting me here. Yes, I was one of the fortunate people to grow up on 32 acres, and they said it was just the Lachlan River water. I can't remember what the Aboriginal name for the Lachlan River was, but my brother was named after the Lachlan River. His name was Lachlan Ingram. And yeah, we all drank the water there, and that's what happened on 32 acres. There has been some extraordinary fighters that come out of Cowra and around the mission specifically. Cowra itself is totally, it's a good place, but you know, you've got the rednecks there that give us a bad time. And we survived. Mission managers, I survived about 6 mission managers, and mission managers are everywhere, and they just like to play commandants. But I too would like to acknowledge, as the Serena, the Selena, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which we are meeting today. And Mum Shirl was a wonderful person, and I remember her as a child. She was the same age as my older sister Sylvia Scott. Does anybody here remember Sylvia Scott? Her and Mum Shirl were the same age, and they grew up together. And I was a kid on the mish when they were there, and Shirley had Mum Shirl. We used to call her Shirley at the time, but everybody called her Mum Shirl because she was one of the so many kids. Well, she only had one of her own, but she had lots of nieces and nephews. And I remember Colin and Dinky and where's the steps of the grandsons? Where are you? Yeah, do you remember Uncle Colin and Uncle?
I do, Uncle Paleface.
And all of them, eh?
Uncle Paleface, they call him.
There's a whole mix of them. And they're still around too.
I know.
And all the sisters, and her wonderful sister-in-law is here as well, who was married to her brother, Laurie, and Laurie was in the prison, you know. In those days, all you had to do to get arrested was be black. And so many of our people ended up in jails. And Mum Shirl used to go and see her brothers in the prisons, and there was about 4 brothers, I think. I could be corrected on that. And nearly all of them ended up in jail, and Mum Shirl would go and visit them. While she was in there visiting her brothers, a lot of the other imprisoned people, men in the town, in the prison, would come up and ask for her help too. So that's how she continued on and doing that. She became a very well-respected person in both the government and the people working with the prison system and with the Catholic Church. And I think her faith in the Catholic Church, if any of you know about her over in Redfern, there's the Jardim School over there, and they really credit Mum Shirl with the inspiration for that school. And there's a nice big statue of her sitting in front of the Jardim School, just right next to the Aboriginal Medical Service in Redfern Street, Redfern. And, I think she did a wonderful, and I look back at these photographs and I can remember a lot of them. And I do remember Dr. Roberta Sykes, and I love Dr. Roberta Sykes. And Dr. Roberta Sykes was never, ever say that she was Aboriginal. She was Black Australian. We all accepted that. But she was treated just the same as the rest of them because she was a product of Dr. Roberta Sykes up the top there, Mum Shirl. Because she was had a mother as a white Australian in Townsville, in the north. And sorry for all you Queenslanders here, right, Lola, the deep north, as they call it. You told me that, that's not right.
We're all refugees.
And so from Townsville, and she had a trilogy book, and I read that trilogy, and it was just sad. So they were treated just as badly, and I think an African American father from America somewhere, but she was a Black Australian, and she liked that title. So I remember Dr. Roberta Sykes, and she was a real go-getter. She was part of the FACATSI, the fight with Pearl Gibbs, with Faith Banda and a whole lot of them to try and get the referendum in 1967. So Dr. Roberta Sykes said Mum Shirl inspired her as well, and she became a doctor after being the first person from Australia, well, Black Australia, to graduate from Harvard. And my sister Norma was the second one, or the first Aboriginal person. So they did blaze a trail, and what's happened back then, we weren't accepted. To see our kids now performing Aboriginal dances and doing their artwork and loving and having been proud is something that was denied all of us when we were growing up because of the stigma just to be Aboriginal. And a lot of people just denied their Aboriginality because it was treated so badly. But there was a lot of us just stayed and fought on and fought for our rights in our own country. And I've got to say, before I finish this, that today we are all Australians together. Whether your ancestors come on the first boats or they come on the latest boats. Today you're Australians. In the past, things happened, and you are not responsible for what happened in the past, whether it was 200 years ago or 50 years ago. But we have to be responsible for what happens today, all of us as Australians. We are the unique first Australians, and our ancestors looked after this place for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it breaks my heart to see our rivers dying, to see Lake Menindee going, to see all the wetlands dying, and to see the mining companies going in wherever they want just to dig up and destroy our own earth. This is on our watch. We today, the Australians of today, what legacy we're going to leave, and what are the future generations of, say, 2050 going to look back and say, well, what did you do back then about all this destruction that was going on? So let us all work together. We're all Australians, every one of us. We are unique first Australians, but you all have the responsibility. We can't do it alone, we don't have the numbers. And the government knows that, that's why they treat us so badly. They don't push for trying to reduce the Mum Shirl would be horrified to see the numbers of incarceration rates in this country today. The prisons, and I've only reading the Crew Mail this week, that up in the Northern Territory, 100%. I said, it's an industry. Everybody should know that this government uses Aboriginal people as industries. Because I actually said to a couple of politicians, if we made all of our people independent tomorrow, how many of your people will be out of work? Think about it. Think about it. So, you know, in Mum Shirl's memory, I asked them, I said, let's make it hard. Let's start setting some targets. Let's halve the imprisonment rate, particularly of Aboriginal women. Let's halve it by the year 2025. And let's eliminate it by the year 2030. They don't like targets because they start to think about dollars, the economy. We can't do anything without profits in the economy. Never mind about the people in society. So those are the things, and Mum Shirl, I hope she's resting peacefully, and I hope that she is not as sad as what we are about what she would be, as sad as what we are about the incarceration rate in our country. And what's becoming more and more prominent now, today, is suicide. And the suicides of our Aboriginal people and the suicides of our returned servicemen is an indictment on the governments of their country, not the people, the governments. And we've got to start making these governments accountable for the atrocities that are happening in our country. So I hope Mum Shirl's happy where she is. She's with my sister, my mother, her mother, and all the people that I knew that's gone on before her and after her. And we had, if anybody here who knows Teddy Rainbow, he's another Wiradjuri elder from Tara. He was a boxer, a very prominent boxer. He passed away yesterday. And another one of our elders got buried today. So as we get older, we see all these passings. And I said, I think the only thing that we can take joy out is that they're all together up there, and probably they're having a better life than they had in this country during their lifetime. So thank you and welcome everybody. But think about the things. What is our responsibility today, and what is our legacy that we are going to leave for the future generations? Thank you.